You want to know how to break free, and it's not an easy answer for me to just sum up. What did Christ tell the man, the rich man who wanted to enter heaven? He gave him a straightforward answer, one that the rich man was unwilling to do, because he was quite rich and he would have had to sell all that he had and give to the poor. I spoke about this before. Had he done that, had he followed his advice, there's a good chance that the local poor would no longer be poor. That's one amazing outcome that would have come out of it, just off the top. And he told him to, so for me, that is tied to not loving money. He told him to pick up his cross and to follow him. So I did that, right? My faith, my code, if you want to call it that, so don't follow religion, is that we're the thieves on the cross on either side of Christ. And the difference between the two, one believed he was the Son of God and one didn't. The one who believed was told he would be in paradise that day. So that's us. We're the thieves. We're the ones that are guilty of the crime, of the punishment. And he being innocent, we all know the story by now. So over the course of my life, not intentionally, but as a, obviously now I can look back and say God's hand was in it to get me here, right? But at the time that wasn't happening. At the time I had to stumble through everything like everyone else. Like I've said many times, like Moses, we're all born in Egypt. And we're taught the wrong way to do things, the false way. And outside of Egypt, there's a whole other way of existing in the wilderness, right? That doesn't have anything that Egypt has, but it has, the makers there. And he can be in Egypt too if they choose to recognize him and glorify him and live in a way that is pleasing to him, which is all obedience is. And anyway, it's not about praying enough. It's not about what they want to call spiritualism. I'm not saying there isn't protective power in crystals. I'm saying at no point did I ever pick up any crystal using it for any purpose to get me to where I am. That's what I'm saying. I've never done a return to sender spell. I've never lit a candle with the intention of anything other than providing light or fire if I needed fire. I don't practice that kind of stuff. I put my faith in the Lord. I understand that the Spirit has a job to do, and that if karma is going to be served, someone has to allow space for that to happen. That's what I try to do. I try to do my part, render Caesar that which is Caesar's, which is, if I get my ID back and I get back into what you want to call the world system or whatever, I can be in the world and not of the world. I don't have to forsake one for the other. This is rendering Caesar that which is Caesar's. Rendering God that which is God's, right? Knowing where that line is and standing firm in your faith. And, it's a matter of will, and as far as living in your purpose, it's just lining your will with God. So one thing I would say is if you're going to pray God's will. I mean, it's easy. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I mean, you can extend that to other things that you pray. Say, if you want something to come about, you can add it in. I've prayed specific prayers, and I got the answer I was looking for, but every single time there was something I overlooked, some negative thing that I thought, oh, well, if I could have thought ahead, I would have been able to avoid that, but, we don't know everything. We just But if you're praying God's will, then I know that He's going to answer that prayer, right? I mean, it only makes sense. So bless everybody. Talk to you later.